going on, people? Welcome back to Sports Lane, our YouTube channel that started yesterday. If you're watching this video first, go back and watch the introduction video that I made yesterday. I've been thinking about, like I explained yesterday, making a YouTube channel for a very, very long time, but I never had that confidence. Yesterday, I told myself I have to do it, and I got up and I just done it. So, I'll explain quickly again. The idea of it is to speak about the passions in my life, which are UFC, football, soccer for Americans, and NBA. I'm going to focus on NBA this episode. As you're all aware, the playoffs have started. Playoffs 2024-2025. Yesterday was game one for a few teams, and I just want to recap of what the things I saw. I've got a few notes written down because I'm not at home. I don't have the stats next to me. There's a lot to process in basketball, as you're aware. So I just made a few little pointers. It's more about team performances rather than, immersive stats. I prefer just to watch it and enjoy it. And at the end, I can check the stats, but from what I saw, I can explain myself better. So let's start, shall we? Let's go for Milwaukee Bucks versus the Indiana Pacers. Final score: Pacers 117, Milwaukee Bucks 98. It was Giannis against the Pacers. That's what it looked like on TV, and that's what it probably felt like on the court. For him, he's the superstar on that team, so it's expected of him to carry them in most games. He did his part, but his teammates, in my opinion, let him down. The halftime scores were tragic, to be honest. In my opinion, it was 67-43 in favor of the Pacers, which is a 24 points swing. The Pacers, in my opinion, from watching the games and the game yesterday and throughout the season, they have what I call fight and grit. Yesterday, they played like a team that know that they're in the playoffs. The Bucks, in my opinion, did not, and it was shameful at times. The role players must perform better, in my opinion, to help Giannis out. But sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And yesterday was an example of when it doesn't. He can do so much, but he needs assistance and help. The Bucks did rally in the third, and they were gaining points on the Pacers. However, the point margin was just too big to swing back around in favor of the Bucks. So that was just quick talk about the Bucks versus the Pacers. Let me see what I got noted down for the second game that I watched, because there was it 4 games yesterday? I watched all of them in Finland, of course. They start early mornings, so I think last game finished at like 6 a.m. or close to that. Anyway, the next game I watched was the Clippers versus the Nuggets. That finished 1-1-2 in favor of the Nuggets to LA Clippers 110 points. That game was a roller coaster as well. So, in my opinion, the Clippers started off the game on fire, specifically James Harden. He had, what was it, 15 points in the first quarter, which is very impressive. Very impressive. The Nuggets defense was giving Clippers free reign. They could do what they wanted. So there was no defense. There was no defense. And this is why I question, and same as Luka, the defense of them two superstars is just not good enough to win or to keep winning. Obviously, Nuggets won the chip a few years ago with Jokic, but to keep winning, he has to do some defensive work because offensively, both players. I speak about Jokic now, possibly MVP from the regular season, but SGA for me should win it. So he's an offensive monster, as we're all aware. Zubac versus Jokic was actually very interesting yesterday and was a good big man matchup. Zubac getting the better of him at times. However, when you look at Jokic's stats, it shows that he dominated. But watching it, it looked like a good contest between the two. I'm going to skip that to the next game. The disappointing one for me. The LA Lakers at home hosted the Timberwolves. Timberwolves 117, Lakers 95. The Lakers were a big disappointment to me, and I'm sure the fans across the world. Timberwolves came out hungry and hunted them in a pack, just like wolves. The defense of Lakers was abysmal, or non-existent, shall I say. Having Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves on the field at the same time, on the court, I apologize, at the same time, is literally like playing with three men. So I love Luka going forward. He's my favorite player, I guess, because he's relatable, I guess. Chubby, but still dominates like an average person would wish they could. However, yesterday, it's the playoffs. Show some heart and fight, especially since you've been through what you've been through. You have a lot of anger built up inside of you. So release it in defense, not just offense. So he had great stats if you look at it, but when you watch it, he slowed down the play too much. And when you compare him to his rival superstar on that court, Ant-Man, Ant-Man, whole nother level compared to him, even though Luka had more points scored. Ant-Man was more aggressive, faster, dynamic, and he made a difference, and he made his team better last night. When you look at Lakers bench players, they also let the team down. Because when the superstars, the best players, aren't working hard enough and aren't working properly together, the bench players should come on and try to create a good impression. However, they also let the team down. The Timberwolves, their 3-point shooting, which was at 50%, which is superb, was very demoralizing to the Lakers also. Every time the Lakers got their tails up, the Wolves clapped them back to earth. So they tried, but at the end, it proved to be unsuccessful. Next game, the New York Knicks versus the Detroit Pistons. New York Knicks, 123 points. Pistons, 112. Let me just tell you about Cat. I've got huge respect for him because the last few weeks ago, I watched that video about his mum and how his mum passed and how he had to pull the plug. And it touched the heart for him to come out like that. Of course, it was a while back, but for him to have that mental capacity and strength to come back and to prove his doubters wrong, because there were doubters, and to make his mum happy, looking down on him with pride, because he showed it last night. It was a good game, and the Detroit Pistons could have easily won the game. So the next games in this series should be very, very competitive. The Knicks obviously mounted a charge in the fourth quarter, 40-point quarter, which is amazing, to be honest. Amazing. The 40-point quarter from the Knicks is only their second time in their history, the first time being in 1954-55 season. So you can see how rare it is to happen. So you can just shows again in the playoff game as well. Incredible fight, incredible spirit. Brunson played well, especially in that fourth quarter. Great, absolutely great. 21-0 run, absolutely crazy as well. So in that fourth quarter was something else. I'll tell you that because the Detroit Pistons even started the fourth quarter well, but the Knicks took the wind out their sail real quick. Let me big up some players now. Siakam, 25 points, 7 rebounds. It's not about so much that. It's just the energy he brought, the fight, the spirit. Again, real playoff basketball. Underrated player, in my opinion, from watching him and then watching the discourse post games. He hardly gets mentioned. Ant-Man. He gave Luka nightmares on the switch, and just in general, big up to him. He didn't have as much points as Luka, but he dominated, and his presence was felt by all his teammates and the fans that he came to win, and Luka came to I don't know. I did not like his attitude yesterday, Luka. He's very slow. No penetration, just slow. No. Don't do that again. Cam Payne, fourth quarter, alongside Brunson. Superb. Absolutely superb. Big respect to Cat again, as I said before. Kyle Kuzma, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Hang your head in shame. In shame. Anyway, that will do it for this episode. In the next coming days, I'll be reviewing more playoff games. Today is more upcoming games, and I'll be reviewing, hopefully tomorrow, the games I watch today. So enjoy the view, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Welcome to Sports Lane, and take care.